Hello, my name is Melody. This is my Crimson Regiment history project. We're going to be analyzing the Crimson Regiment from 1988 and the Crimson Regiment in 2022. Yeah, let's just get right into this. What we're going to be doing is figuring out some things that they did very well together and some things that they did separately. They both won these years, so let's do this. Alright, so there's a snare drum that is making sure that everyone follows. Everyone follows along with their snare. I can see a bunch of people helping get everything ready. And so that's something that we don't do now. We don't have a bunch of adults help us get ready. We do everything on our own now. So that's very interesting to see. They didn't have, I guess, the resources to do everything just by students. Oh, they're doing a warm-up chorale, which is something that we don't do anymore. Smaller bands will do warm-up chorales. We don't do this anymore because it's considered a pre-show, but it isn't really a pre-show. This is just a way to figure out if everyone is in tune or not. And it seems to be oh, there's a drum major in the very back. I did not see that before. Wow. He's very pixelated. Okay, if you could see right over here, there's a drum major in the back who is conducting the warm-up chorale. That's crazy. Did not ever see that before. Alright, so the center snare drum, or the snare section leader, is making sure everyone gets into position by doing a little tap off.
Roll tape.
Someone says roll tape. And the audio cuts out because that's fun. And then it'll come back in and he'll announce the band.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next band to take the field in competition this afternoon, the Loveland High School Crimson Regiment.
Good stuff. So he announces the band and the judges get into position.
The Crimson Regiment is under the direction of Mr. Cecil A. Gutierrez and Mr. Willie O'Burke. Direction on the field by Drum Major James Martin.
That's the drum major in the front.
The band perform The Magnificent Seven, Ghost Riders in the Sky, theme from Lonesome Dove, and Magnificent Seven Reprise.
That's very cool. Alright, so they're doing those songs. See that? The judges do a little bit of a kind of salute. They just wave. Now watch this. The drum major does this really cool salute to signify that his band is ready. Does a bow and then salutes. Very, very awesome. When he salutes, he signifies that the band is ready to perform. He does a verbal count off, which we do not do anymore. Alright. And the band is off. They're doing a very, very fast piece right now, and the drum major is conducting in common time 4/4. The thing is that he's not doing this thing that we do now called thump. Thump is the way we conduct if the piece is very fast. He's still doing it in common time, which we don't do anymore because we'll conduct in thump time if a piece is above 150 BPM, and this sounds well above 150, but he's still conducting, which is fine. That's cool. Yeah, the band seems to be pretty well put together. The color guard is pretty on task, and there's a soloist now. He is right here. Probably can't see him very well at all, because we're about 8-bit. Oh, cool key change. and low brass. Cool, low brass is taking the theme right now. That's awesome. Nice snares. The judges over here are trying very hard not to get hit by the marching band. But they need to be very close in order to watch the band, make sure that their feet and everything is in time. Okay, we've got a snare break. Look at those. Those are pretty nice lines. Alright. Yeah, this is going very well for them so far. Very nice. Alright, and then that's the end of their first scene, and the drum major goes to a slower tempo to signify that they're going into a different scene. Let's see, the front ensemble seems to be a lot smaller, but they have timpani, which we don't have anymore, which is kind of sad. Timpani is awesome. And there's no synthesizers, obviously. The entire band is playing very classically. There's no, like, huge shifts in style throughout this piece. Their feet seem to be pretty well in time, but I can't tell because this recording is in about 2 FPS. So, that's fun. You can see in the front there that they've got the battery, and it's almost the same as we have now. So they've got 5 bass drums and 3 snares. What we have now is 5 bass drums, 3 snares, and 2 quads, which are different. The color guides used to be pretty good, but it's kind of small. It seems to be only about 8 members. Ooh. Cool, so they're doing a big hit right now, which is just really loud, really fast. That's really cool. I like how they take up the entire field. And they don't have any props. This band uses no props on the field. It's just them and they're marching. So very nice. Cool. And then the drum major does a bow, which is very strange because the show is not even remotely over. And then he does a one-handed wave off to show the next piece. It's very interesting to me. Now they've got another soloist in the same spot right here. I believe it's a trombone. I can't tell. Yeah, we're just gonna say the trombone, because we like to do those. Looks like a wagon wheel right here. Very snazzy. So yeah, this band doesn't have anything super like, quote, cool, unquote. It's just a marching band that does marching band things. There's no special effects, there's no props. It seems all really military precision and military style. Like, nothing special, which really sucks to say. But it's just a marching band, and it's a good marching band. It's just, it wouldn't be special to today's standards. You know, these guys are very, very talented, for sure. Alright, the frames have dropped again somehow. Very nice. So they did their ballad, and now they're going into these little pods, which actually is something that we've done too. And the drum major does another bow for some reason. And there's a two judges on the field that look like they're in not great spots because they're gonna get run over. But they didn't. And then they're doing the theme from the beginning, just again. This is probably Magnificent Seven reprise or something. This time it's much louder, and they've got much different choreography. Now their choreography is all together, like there's nothing huge about it. And there's no, like, dancing. It's all just marching and making cool formations. So, that's really awesome. You can really hear the tubas and the low brass. Okay, cool. They had just a percussion, so battery and front ensemble hit right there. So that was very snazzy. Cool, they make a big block at the front to try and just show their big amounts of power that they have in their sound. And they're over. And the drum major does a third or fourth bow. And now the director goes on to tell about the band. And we learned some fun things about the band that I didn't know about. The center snare helps lead the band off. The band has 300 students. That's almost 100 more than we have now. So that's awesome. They've won a lot. So they're doing pretty good for themselves. So very, very nice band. I like a lot of things that they did back then. For like they couldn't do the things that we can do now. And everything was really military precision, which is cool. It's definitely cool, but it wouldn't be, quote, cool to today's standards. Now, let's go to the current marching band. This is, Level High School 2022. And, sorry, there's an ad. Give me just 1 second. Alright. Here is the marching band 2022. Let me get you better quality real quick. Very nice. There's our soloist right there. He's just getting all prepared and set up. So the band will not play, except for the soloist. He did fun things because he can. He wasn't supposed to, though. But he doesn't enjoy listening to rules very much. So the band gets all set up without any pre-show. There's no snare drum telling the band what to do. It's just the band. And then the announcer comes in.
Welcome the Loveland High School Crimson Regiment.
This band has a lot more hype, in my opinion, now. The last show was recorded at Cherry Creek. This is recorded at Air Force Academy.
And includes Symphony No. 1 by Samuel Barber, White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane, God Save the Queen, Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, and original music by Davidson, Williams, and Fitzpatrick.
So there's 2 drum majors this time.
Colorado Bandmasters
We have a head
Association
drum
is
major
proud to present
and an
its
assistant drum major.
2022 state championship
There's also a
performance
3rd one, which I'll
from
point out
Richard
later,
Conducted
but
and Sophia
he only
Pankhurst
conducts like
and
4
the
measures.
Loveland High School Crimson Regiment.
Alright, and now the band conducts off. Very nice. And we get ready to do this. So the entire band moves up in a little block. Just a marching block, so there's no fun choreography, except for, as you can see now, the color guard is doing dances and stuff, and not just tricks with flags. We have our center snare right here, who has a little solo. And then he walks back to get together with the rest of his percussion. And then here comes the main character. It's very cool. So that's the main character in the middle of the giant A. And then we can see now kind of what our whole show is about, but not really. This is just teasing it. So our choreography is a lot different this time. We don't do just fun little shapes, we do like little hints into things, and we've got props this time. We got microphones and stuff. We've a bass clarinet feature. And all mic'd. Our front ensemble doesn't have timpanis, but we've got synthesizers and a lot more front ensemble. This is a lot more chaotic in my opinion, and much less military precision. This time we're just trying to look cool and still march in time. Now we're spinning around in circles and the tubas run in from the back. They all create little pods here. And then everyone hits pretty hard there, like, just loud. Oh shoot, let's get rid of that. Sorry. And then the judges are a little bit scared to go onto the field, but they still need to try and judge the percussion. So it's being a little difficult for them because they can't get onto the field because we're all spread out. So we do a lot more different tricks. It's a lot less. It's almost completely different than how it was in 1988. And as you can see, the drum majors are conducting in thumb time because it's fast. And also we've got that synthesizer.
I went to the strangest
We would never have been able to do that in 1988.
Completely mad.
All of the brass goes to the back and all the woodwinds go to the front. You've got your percussion there in the center, doing fun percussion things. Another big thing by the synthesizer. And the band is all spread out again. There's a dude running in from the very back of the field. That's cool. Ooh, and we've got a solo, and she's mic'd, and she's way too loud. Holy moly. That kinda hurts. She's right here. And then the woodwinds get up, they go back into position. Very nice. The tubas are getting on top of the props, because we have props now. That dude just fell over in a scooter in the background. That was fun. The entire band comes in for one big hit on this dissonant chord. Again, we've got dances instead of just moving around choreography. Oh, there's an ad. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Could I became enormous. All I could do was cry a
Okay,
sea of
anyway,
tears.
now we're in the ballad. And again, we've got a trombone solo. And he's right here. So that's the soloist that was messing around in the beginning. And tubas and color guard are moving the props in the background. Yeah, so he messed up a lot there. He just couldn't get his notes out correctly. Yeah, beautiful scene. It's got so many things that you just never ever would have seen back in 1988. So I'm having issues finding things that we do the same now. Everything is different, and then our color guard like triples in size for this part, and then we've got a tarp that goes over the entire band, and then they all play in there except for tubas and color guard. Big hit. And this part's honestly a lot more boring than the 1988 ballad. The music is. The solo was cool, but I honestly preferred the style that they did in 1988. Okay, now we've got a piano solo. And everyone gets out of the tarp.
And then I met the
Very
queen.
nice. And now we're accelerating, and the drum majors go from natural time to thump time. A big hit with the brass. And then we look backfield. And now this is going to be really hard to point out. But after everyone moves the props, our third drum major comes into play randomly, and he gets on top of the prop here. So watch that. And now he's conducting too, which is, it's strange to me, because I don't think we needed that, but whatever. And now, here's something that we do very similarly. At the end here, we all go to the front and move in opposite lines. We did that in the 1988 show, so that was kind of cool to see. It's just a big, then we all go to the front in a big arc, try and have a really powerful sound. Yes, that was amazing. The really powerful sound, then we go into our ending block, and it looks kind of chaotic, but there's a reason for this. And then, that was the ending scene. And now we have the very, very final piece of this whole
But in
show.
the end, you know, it really
Now
was a
we get to reveal our
wonderland.
character.
I believe you.
And then we get to resolve our entire show. So yeah.
From Loveland High School,
They're both
Regiment.
very different. Holy moly. It is insane to see where things have gone in 40 years. And I guess we do actually have adults helping us get our props up and out. So, what's wrong about that? That's crazy. Wow.
Staff of the Crimson Regiment would like to thank the band boosters, season sponsors,
So, yeah.
LHS administrators, the Thompson
Those
School
are
District, and families
Loveland High
for their
School,
continued
Crimson
support.
Regiment, 1988 to 2022.
The Loveland High School Crimson Regiment.
There's so much to talk about, and hopefully you'll be able to read my essay of sorts on this, and we'll be able to talk about this later. So yeah, wow, thank you so much for listening and watching. I will talk to you later.